Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor on an XRP crypto special. We've got a lot of news and we gave you the trade as well, and I can prove it to you because I'm going to share with you the information, the trading levels, the points, and everything else that were dictating this. So we're about to go into a deep dive on XRP. Please do tap the like button, share this out to more people. You'll see in the comments pinned to the top is a repost on X. Make sure that you repost this because there's lots of good information here. It's an XRP special. A lot of information here in this in the show right now. So please do click subscribe, ring the bell, get involved. Here is the post that is on X right now. Let me just bring it up for you on the screen so everyone can share it out. Let's have a look. Let's get the world to know what's going on. There it is on X. I've just given you the link. Here is my X account. Go and repost it. It's had 170 views in the first few seconds. So there it is. Share it out. There's my X again. It's pinned to the top. Go, it's near the top. There's like 2 posts down. Go and click repost, reshare. Let's see this roll around during the show. I've got lots of XRP news, the real news that will really help you understand what is going on. There we go. It's going up now, 227, 7 reposts. Let's see that rolling throughout the show. Okay, so there we go. Let's get straight into it without further ado. Let's not mess around. The consensus around XRP, Ripple, Relox, 700 million XRP. Supply increased by only 0.46% as most tokens returned to long-term escrow. XRPL launches institutional DeFi. New Q1 privacy and lending features aim to attract regulated global banks. And XRP targets SWIFT volume. Processing 14% of our annual SWIFT flows would move 21 trillion via RippleNet. Now, all this information is provided by our very own newsletter. You could have got this newsletter yesterday. This came out yesterday and told you all about the moves today. There is the newsletter in the chat. Go and subscribe to it. It's free. We give you a free version of our newsletter, and you could have got this yesterday, not last night, and you were ready for what we're about to bring you right now. Okay, so a big day today in the world of crypto. Now remember, the economy. I'm buying into Coca-Cola, which is reflecting the economy at the moment. The economy is not the stock market. People today are buying risk on assets after what we saw with Trump over the weekend. A lot of people have been very stressed, but now you're making money. Don't be on the wrong side of it. Be out of it and get all stressed. Do the numbers. You could be like me and be a value investor and know the value, or you could be speculating right now. But we are going to give you some information. This is the gold rush. No question about it. Are you a cowboy? Are you taking aim at the gold? It's a big, big day. A lot now is riding on crypto. A lot of people are buying Bitcoin and crypto now to protect themselves with the volatility that's going on in the market. But do your numbers, weigh it all up, and you might be able to come out on the right side of XRP, Bitcoin, and all of it. You may remember about a year ago, we had the #1 XRP show in the world when we covered Brad Garlinghouse on 60 Minutes. We had 130,000 people watching. So are you going to the moon today? Are you? Are you about to take off and make some money? Well, we're about to find out in a few seconds' time. Are you going to the moon? Well, it could be. Let's get ready. Let me bring you an XRP special. We want 100 likes. You know what? I might not do the news yet until we get 100 likes. Rather than stop the show, because you know if I don't see the likes going up, I will do it. I'll put a minute on the clock, play some music. So rather than do that, let me get on with the news. Everyone tap the like button. So let's get straight into it. An XRP special. Here is the chart watch. We put this out last night for you, predicting of what you got today. So last week, short-term XRP chart, 17% gain. This was the chart featured in last week's newsletter where we highlighted a potential short-term bottom. In strongly bearish conditions and extended downtrends, the key is identifying when sentiment may be ready to flip. Interestingly, in the poll below, many readers turned bearish that week, and that's exactly when XRP broke trend and rallied 17%. As always, these charts are not financial advice. They reflect what I'm watching. In this case, we caught the trend break, identified strong support around $1.83, and outlined a clear low-risk, high-reward setup. The take profit was hit cleanly. Now attention shifts to the 230 area. I don't want to get carried away because sentiment has turned bullish again, but structurally, the target remains valid if momentum holds. Okay, so this was last week's chart. This is directly from Sensei's newsletter. Let me give everyone the link to the newsletter now. You can get it right now. Get access to this. Follow along in the show notes. Completely free. We give you a free version and a free trial. You can check this out right now. Now, if you want to pause the screen, zoom in, we gave you all the levels here. This was done in the chart, preparing you for what we got today. So congratulations to all who won on this trade. Again, if you want more detail, you can pause it on this screen, go into the newsletter. It's all broken down for you. So now what comes next? That trend break has occurred. The focus shifts to whether $2 holds and critically whether price can remain above $1.86. If a base forms upside scenarios towards $2.30 and potentially $3 remain valid, there are no guarantees. This could mark the end of the bear phase or simply a pause within it. Be prepared for both outcomes. For full upside and downside targets, revisit last week's newsletter and you can get more information. So that was what happened. Now we put a poll out. I'm not going to show you the poll because you have to be on the newsletter to get that. But last week's results, how are you feeling about this week? 48% were bullish and 52% were bearish on it. The poll is running now. I'm not going to show you the poll. You have to be on the newsletter for that. So the ripple effect. Let's get straight into the ripple effect. Now, this was out last night. This is very relevant news, only a couple of hours old. The ripple effect, the billion XRP unlock behind the smoke and mirrors. Has everyone tapped the like button? Do we have 100 likes yet? Has everyone subscribed yet? It should roll around today. We should have a big go on it. Should we have a quick look at the subscribers? 108,666. There we go. There we go. This will be a big event. We'll be at 109,000 subscribers tonight, which is 9% of our growth in 4 months, what we did in 4 years. The channel is on target for 500,000 this year and 1 billion within 12 years. We were the first channel in the world to achieve that, and we will. That's my aim. I'm not going to stop until we get there. So the ripple effect. The billion XRP unlock behind the smoke and mirrors. Clank, 1 billion XRP. There's Brad Garlinghouse selling billions. Crypto markets. Everybody's excited. Let's get straight into the ripple effect news from last night's newsletter. Just a couple of hours old. On January the 1st, Ripple executed its scheduled monthly escrow release, unlocking 1 billion XRP, roughly 1.84 billion. While headlines often paint this as a massive supply dump, the mechanics tell a different story. Within hours, Ripple moved 700 million XRP, 70% of the release, back into new escrow contracts, effectively pushing them to the back of the queue. This resulted in a net supply increase of only 0.46%. Interestingly, a sarcastic memo attached to the transaction by a third-party troll claimed Ripple was selling billions for acquisitions. But on-chain data confirms this was a spoof. The real story was the decision to unlock 500 million of those tokens until November 2028. A multi-year commitment that removes significant liquid supply from the market. Great stuff in our newsletter. If you've not yet got the newsletter, you could follow along with the show notes. There it is. This was out last night telling you why the market is rallying today. There it is in the chat. Go and get it now. You can follow along with the news, with the show. It's the show notes. So let's carry on. Whoopsie-daisy, there's XRP. I have no idea why I did that. This transparency is built into XRP Ledger. Since 2017, these monthly unlocks have been a predictable framework to prevent sudden supply floods. What's shifting now is how the market absorbs this. Despite the unlock, XRP's price actually climbed from $1.84 to over $2 by January the 3rd. likely fueled by the 57% drop in exchange-held XRP reserves over the last year. As exchange balances hit 8-year lows down to 1.6 billion tokens, the usual supply shock narrative is being replaced by a supply squeeze. Ripple's multi-year locks suggest they're leaning into alternative revenue from RLUSD, stablecoin partnerships, and recent acquisitions like G-Treasury rather than aggressive token sales. Good stuff. So, privacy and DeFi, XRPL's 2026 shift. Ethereum, on-chain lending, XRPL, ZX DeFi, a blueprint. All of that is in our newsletter right now. Shall we break down this news? Let's do it. Have you all tapped the like button yet? Have you all considered subscribing? Let's see if we can get 109,000 on the show. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Shall we? See if it's moving. Let's have a look. 108,670. Let's get that 109,000 tonight, which would be on target for our 500,000 this year. Okay, let's carry on. So the Ripple effect, this is what we're covering today on the show. The big story, Ripple just laid out the 2026 playbook, and it's a massive pivot in how they're positioning the ledger. Engineering-led JAO Akinyele confirmed that the focus is moving beyond simple payments into a full-scale institutional DeFi hub. We're looking at 4 major upgrades: zero knowledge ZK, privacy, native programmability, cross-chain interoperability, and on-chain lending. This is a big deal because it targets the specific confidentiality hurdles that have kept big banks on the sidelines. For example, the launch of confidential multi-purpose tokens, MPTs, in Q1 2026 will allow firms to manage collateral without broadcasting their sensitive balance sheets to the entire public. This roadmap isn't happening in a vacuum. It follows the December 2025 news that OCC gave a conditional green light for the Ripple National Trust Bank. This regulatory win means Ripple can manage its RLUSD stablecoin reserves under federal supervision, which directly feeds into the new on-chain lending protocol. By building lending and ZK privacy directly into the ledger's core rather than relying on external smart contracts, Ripple is trying to offer a cleaner and more secure alternative to Ethereum for regulated finance. Watch the validator voting in late January 2026, as that will be the first real test of how quickly the community is ready to activate these DeFi features. As we can see, XRP is pumping again. We had a very small sell-off and it's going again. The irony of it is, how crazy is this? When it was 185, nobody wanted it, but yet now everyone is buying it on the way up. You could have bought it at 185 yesterday. That's where I was. Anyway, that's being said, XRP's 21 million target. XRP's 21 trillion target. I apologize. There's Captain Brad Garlinghouse with his $21 trillion target. Price uncertainty, swift market share, 48% drop. It's all going on there on this thumbnail. Thank you, Sensei. So Brad Garlinghouse set a high bar on June the 11th, 2025, when he projected the XRP ledger could capture 14% of Swift's annual volume within 5 years. That's roughly 21 trillion in annual settlement value. While we're nowhere near that target yet, momentum is real. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL, processed 1.3 billion in Q2 2025 alone, building on 15 billion in annual 2024 flows. While Swift relies on a slow messaging system that takes days to settle, XRP handles the actual liquidity in 3 to 5 seconds for a fraction of a cent, with over 300 banks now on RippleNet. The infrastructure for this shift is already in place. It suggests XRP is moving from a speculative asset to a core piece of financial plumbing. And as we can see, XRP is going again. Wow, wow, wow. Look at it. Pretty exciting stuff, right? Okay, we should keep an eye on how this volume translates to the public price. Even with 1 billion in XRP ETF inflows between November and December 2025, the price hasn't always... Oh, got a new subscriber. Thank you, Sean Walton, for subscribing. Thank you very much indeed. In fact, XRP dropped 48% from its July 2025 peak despite that record institutional interest. This happens because many institutions buy their XRP directly from Ripple via over-the-counter OTC deals, which keeps that demand off public exchanges. There's also an ecosystem shift to watch. Ripple's USD stablecoin, RLUSD, currently has 82% of its 1.26 billion supply on Ethereum instead of the XRP ledger. If big players keep moving Ethereum for stablecoin liquidity, XRP may stay focused directly on its cross-border bridge niche. The real signal to watch for is whether institutional demand eventually moves towards public exchanges. So, some information seen on X. This was some posts that we observed on X. J.A.O. Akinyeo said, "Happy New Year, everyone. Grateful for all builders, validators, and the community pushing the XRP ledger forward. 2026 is going to be an incredible year. Privacy, programmability, interop via ZK and DeFi, i.e. on-chain lending." Thank you, Vlad. As well, not to mention formal spec verification and more modular XRPL implementation. Let's lock in. Sensei's reaction to that. J.I.L. Akinyel is one of those names that actually matters if you care about where XRP is going next. As we speak to you, XRP is going again, which is very nice indeed. Can everyone tap the like button? We're trying to get to 109,000 subscribers on today's show. We very often rank #1 in the world for XRP. We are not one of those channels, though, that tells you it's going to go to $100 by New Year's Eve. That was nonsense. We're saying this can comfortably go to $10. That's what we're saying. So anyway, let's have a look. Let's see how the subscribers are rolling around, and thank everybody for it. 108,674. We're loving it, loving it, loving it. Thank you so much indeed for supporting the channel. Let's carry on going as we continue our mission. So Sensei said, tells you where XRP is going next. As Ripple X Senior Director of Engineering and a Johns Hopkins trained cryptographer who previously built privacy-preserving payment rails at Bolt Labs, he's the intellectual force behind Ripple's privacy-first pivot. His view is simple but consequential. Institutions will not put real assets on public blockchains unless programmable privacy is built in from day one. And that belief is now shaping the XRP ledger's roadmap. This was a post by Franklin Templeton. XRPL is a payments-first blockchain enabling real-time, low-cost settlement and cross-border transaction efficiency. Within a diverse digital portfolio, we view XRPL's native token, XRP, as a foundational building block given its market cap significance. Roger Baston, head of digital assets. Thank you, Franklin Templeton. Sensei's thought on that. when Franklin Templeton publicly frames XRP as a foundational building block, that it's institutional language, not marketing fluff. This is how legacy finance categorizes assets. It expects to persist across cycles, not trade around headlines. Price action may still look unimpressive, but structurally, this matters far more. XRP is being positioned as infrastructure, and infrastructure adoption is measured in years, not candles. Fantastic. What about the nonsense that we see on X all the time? This is debunked information from our very own newsletter. If you don't have the newsletter, there it is in the chat for you right now. Everyone who cares about investing or XRP should be getting this newsletter. It's free, a free trial. We provide our own news, our own sources every day. Other channels actually pick up our news from our very own newsletter. So please go and subscribe to it now. The link is in the chat. I'll give it to you again. It's free to get. Free trial and so on and so forth. All right, okay. If you are sharing the post on X and Instagram today, there are the links. We are trying to tell the world about XRP's moves today and why it's really moving, not the silly nonsense from scammers who said it would be $100 by New Year's Eve, who are now being sued by everybody for all the money they sent them and all the nonsense and the lies. If you notice as well, a lot of it's made now by AI, and the real people have suddenly gone very, very dark all of a sudden. Anyway, we're bringing the news, more debunked news. First, there was 589 bulbs on the 2026 New Year's Eve sign, and now the stage lighting literally looks like Ripple logos. This is ridiculous, absolute nonsense. This constant thing about 589. This isn't subtle. 2026 is the year of XRP. That might well be the case, but it's got nothing to do with 589 light bulbs and God knows what else. Absolute nonsense. Do you think Ryan Seacrest, when he was setting up New Year's Eve, was going, how many light bulbs you got in there? But yet people shared this. 327,000 views reading utter nonsense. The claim that Times Square lighting patterns or bulb counts are convert signals for XRP is textbook case of pattern seeking, not market insight. Stage lighting for New Year's Eve's broadcast is designed for symmetry, camera balance, and sponsor visibility, not numerology. No broadcaster, lighting contractor, or city authority embed crypto messages into live television infrastructure, and no evidence has ever shown otherwise. This is apophenia amplified by social media. When investors desperately want confirmation, random coincidences start looking intentional. This same blue lights were used in prior years across multiple events and across unrelated broadcasts. I can tell you firsthand, I have used the very same equipment in my Vegas show, toured all over the world. 20 years ago, I toured for 40 years. I was never sending a message about XRP, I can assure you. All right. And when I was touring as the world piano man, as voted by Sir Elton John, the same thing, the same lights, the same protocol were used. I certainly wasn't promoting XRP then either. These posts exist for engagement, not information. They convert coincidence into conviction, generate retweets, and keep holders emotionally anchored while nothing fundamental changes. XRP's future will be decided by regulation, liquidity, adoption, and volumes, not stage lighting aesthetics. If a thesis relies on a hidden messages instead of balance sheets and settlement data, it isn't alpha. It's complete bait, of course. The horizon, Monday, January the 5th, where we are today. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. The first major macro print of the year. Consensus sits at 48.3, keeping US manufacturing in contraction territory. Factory orders, that was at 10 a.m. This morning, just a couple of hours ago. Delayed October data provides a backward-looking check on demand before year end. Tuesday, tomorrow, what comes next? Fed speaker Tom Barkin, Richmond Fed President president speaks on 2026 economic outlook. Markets listen for policy tone after December's rate cut. We'll be there live, covering the facts, not looking at pretty blue lights on X like a bloody idiot. Wednesday, January the 7th, ADP employment reports. Private payrolls preview ahead of Friday's jobs report. We will cover it. ISM, very important. And JOLTS, jobs opening. We will be there live for all of that. Thursday, January the 8th, initial jobless claims. Very, very important. That is US trade balance and consumer credit. We'll be there live for that as well, rather than looking at silly blue lights. Friday, January the 9th, the key event, non-farm payrolls, very, very important, unemployment rate, housing, and so on. We will cover all of that. So there you go. There is our update today from our XRP special. I hope you enjoyed it. That was all direct from our very own newsletter. Great stuff. Thank you, Sensei, for providing that today. There is the link. Right. I'm going to wrap this up. I hope it was of some help to you. Before I wrap this up, we will go to a few comments and questions in the lights. Please do not mention blue lights to me. People are always talking bloody nonsense here. So anyway, let's do a few comments and questions and then we'll wrap this up. So I suggest all who read take another look at Mandela effect. I am sounding the alarm to take a look, says Glory. Keep cool after the pump, come the dump and then the real pump. Christian Proton, haha, this pick was so much fun. What happens when it suppresses Coca-Cola market share? Not far off, by the way. XRP has nothing to do with my Coca-Cola position. Have you been staring at blue lights? I would suggest you have. Keep cool after the pump. 589 has nothing to do with the price, but everything to do with Ripple's ambition. XRP should pass 235, then 250. Chile, what about if I can't keep 235? We could go down again big time. We certainly could. That's why I've taken my profit once again from XRP. Made money. Oh, Brian.
At Brian_D'Alessandro tipped £2 through Super Chat. I love this channel. Facts, facts, and more facts.
Absolutely, Brian. Thank you so much indeed for your Super Chat. Another new subscriber. Thank you so much indeed. Understand the meaning behind 589. It sets out Ripple's long-term goal. Why am I here? Anything but XRP. Why am I here? Anything but XRP talk. Well, you chose to be here. So that's the very definition of insanity, if you ask me. We've been talking about Coca-Cola and the S&P 500 all morning. Now this afternoon, we're doing XRP. Silver and XRP stack doing quite well. I'm hoping it never goes below 213 ever. This is the real analysis. I want to see such a breath of fresh air. These riddlers are ridiculous. Yes, stare into the blue light. XRP fanatic. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised now that the 230 major resistance has been smashed though. Watch the 6 monthly chart. Looks good. Hopium says quarter. Riddlers. Silver and XRP are utility. Silver physical infrastructure. XRP software infrastructure. Thank you. Crypto fear and greed. It's neutral. Hype in the chat. Martin said XRP would crash last week. Excuse me. If you're going to get it right, I said crypto would crash at the top there. And I sold it there and it went all the way down about 40%. That's what I said. And there's all the video evidence to support it. So there you go. All right. So don't get it wrong. Don't misquote me. Very, very important. Again, thanks for lowering my average. Here he is, Tadavi. He won from me of my own hard-earned money. I gave Tadavi 5 days ago $2,000 of XRP at $1.38. Not bad, eh, Stadavi? I bet you're very happy. On XRP, Martyn Lucas, I think you're trying to say there. Scaling, however, lost most of my current XRP exposure has shifted to Franklin Templeton's fund. To Davi, congratulations again by winning. So many people thought it was a scam who didn't take part, missed out, and you, of course, saw it all and you won from me $2,000. He said it could. Thank you very much indeed for repeating, clarifying what I said, Shep. Much appreciated. Do you not own any XRP? No, I've sold it for a profit once again. I have gone all in with $500,000. I have $500,000 now in Coca-Cola. $500,000. I've moved my profits. I've gone all in with conviction, using margin as well, big time, into Coca-Cola. What's his first? 125 silver. I'm not sure what the question is. Shout out to Pretty Blue Lights. Why not? Anyone got any source? Here he is, Ali Isles. Ali Isles, one of our longest standing members. He's been a member now for 3 years, nearly 4 years. Anyone got any source? Anyone got any source? Good day, mate. Great way to wake up. Congratulations on the win. Thank you, Whoa. Swift coin going up. Right, there we go. I've answered all the comments, all the questions. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you ever so much, everybody. What a fantastic day this is. I cannot tell you how I'm now struggling, because I'm now in the middle of a $500,000 trade. I'm all in with margin on Coca-Cola, but I'm also doing a 3-day fasting, eating nothing. I'm giving a full amount of energy, and I'm now hitting the 24-hour point, which is when you suffer most. So now my body is entering autophagy. It's basically eating itself. It's eating the fat in my body, getting rid of cancer, toxins and so on. So yeah, 3 days. I'm starting to feel a little bit weird. It'll be fine. I'll be absolutely fine. But yes, I'm going to drink some water right now with some electrolytes in it. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this XRP special. I've got a brand new channel now, giving you all the news that you may miss. Let me show you. First of all, the poll. I'm going to end the poll. Can XRP go to $10? 69% say yes. 488 votes. Let's look on the main poll, which trends on Google. Let's have a look. This is even bigger than the show poll. This will be much bigger by tomorrow. 156 votes so far, but it will trend on Google. 70% of you say yes, you can see it going to $10. We believe that, not the silly nonsense created online by buffoons who said 100 while they were taking thousands of dollars of your money, promising you 8% returns. Utter nonsense. Now, I want to share this with you. We've now got 4 channels in the series. The main channel where you're watching now, the music channel, the extra channel, and of course now the clips channel. It started last night. It's a brand new channel. It's not even 24 hours old. It's the clips channel. What we do is we take the bullet points, the news, and give you a 30-second, it's not a short, it's an actual video. These are all the points that come out throughout the day. We put them in their very own clips playlist, and we add the new ones to the top. So all you have to do is go and watch the playlist. There you go. Look at that. That was from a few moments ago. Priciest constituent in the S&P 500. I give you all the text on the screen, so it's easy to watch. You can watch it and get all the news of the day. There it is. And then what it does then, if you play the playlist, it will go through the playlist, 20 second, 30 second. These are not shorts. They are bullet point clips, videos. They will run through and when you get to the one that you've seen before, you can come out of the playlist. But there you go. So to introduce this show to you, I'm going to give you now the playlist here in the chat. It's later on, there'll be all the bullet points, all the facts, information on XRP there as well. So there it is. I've put it in the top. I've said next in the chat. Please go and check that out next. You get all the information. It will run through the playlist for you. And when you get to where you left off, you can then come out of the playlist. All right. So please subscribe to the to the clips channel. There's no ads. I provide the whole thing free of charge. You can watch all of this without memberships, without ads. It just gives you all the bullet points, all the news of the day. Go and check that out. You can see it right there. All right. So there you go. We're now playing the second one. That's Trump's Greenland. That's a few seconds long as well. Look.
Oh my God, it's actually on the cards now. It's in the newsletter.
There you go. All the bullet points from the newsletter, from our shows, all on an ad-free, member-free platform. You might enjoy that. All right, that's it from me. Yes, I'm going to have some green tea, James. Some green tea. I can drink green tea, but that's all I can do. All right, that's it, and some electrolytes. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. I want to thank everyone for being part of our XRP special. It is running again. Thank you all for tapping the like. Thank you all for subscribing. I very, very much appreciate it enormously. And I'm going to give you the update. There you go, 108,676. So I'm going to leave you now. Would you please now click on the link at the top? It will take you to the playlist. It's a premiere. Go through and see what you've missed today in 30-second bite-sized pieces. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you back in the morning for the opening bell, and let's see how far this can run. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Please click on that link now and go and check out the new Clips channel. Thank you.